Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to EP.6 of the Cabrini Kid Podcast. I am your host, the Cabrini Kid, the champ, David Haywood, here with my co-host, brother from another mother,
What's up, y'all?
Terry Riley in the house. Everybody. Couple quick announcements. We got some big changes coming up in September. We're actually going to be adding another day to the podcast starting first week of September. We're going to be adding a sports day where we're just gonna cover all sports. It's either going to be Tuesday or Thursday, so stay tuned for that. But we're also going to build upon that. We're going to keep adding other days as well to the podcast. I'm trying to take over all 5 days of your week, so every day gonna have a different theme. I'm still gonna be with y'all on Wednesdays, but you may see some different faces on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. But as those changes develop, obviously we will keep y'all in the loop. Um, so Terry, today we're gonna do some. We're gonna do something a little fun.
Ooh,
We're gonna play a little game, and the reason I want to talk about this is because I've seen some posts online over the past week about how would you rate yourself?
that's
How would you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you give yourself? And really the reason I want to talk about it today is because I got into little bit of a back and forth, a little friendly back and forth uh, with one of my Facebook acquaintances, and really it came down to who don't think that they're at least above an 8, right? But also you got to substantiate it, right?
yeah,
So we going so what we gonna do is I got a little card here, a little
yeah,
scorecard,
yeah. Okay.
and we're gonna go down a couple of key factors. We're gonna start off with our rating. We're gonna go down our key factors, and at the end, we're gonna see if what we think of ourselves line up with the numbers.
Let's see. I'm with that.
Okay, so we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with what would you give yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Actually, let me break down.
Yeah, let's break that down.
Wait, Bria said, "Yo, I'm in Illinois 11 and a 6.5 in Arizona."
That's crazy, bro.
That's diabolical statistics for yourself. Come on now. You got to think a little bit higher of that than
And you
that.
know where, like Illinois, it's kind of a little bit of both. You know, you're gonna get the black, white, Puerto Rican love out there. Arizona's the same too, though. They. I don't know why it's so hard for you, Bria. They fuck with you out here. You ain't like,
Bria be playing. Bria is playing. She
it's
right.
because because
That,
she be in the house. That's why. Or that's what she be trying to say. She be
being in the house and being ducked off are two different things.
yeah. I send her a FaceTime here and there, and she be inside. As soon as she hang up, she be like, "Ooh, gotta go, gotta hit them streets."
Be rushing off the phone at 8:45. I
Yeah,
gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I know. I can sense you got a little sneakiness, Bria.
Okay, so what I have here on the card, okay, our official scorecard. What we have, the first category is looks, your physical appearance. The second category is your level of communication. Your third category is baggage. Now, it's things that you might consider baggage. It might be things that other people think is baggage, but that's one of the categories. We got Felix in.
Yeah,
Has entered the chat.
yeah. Felix here. Which one, number one, Felix?
I think he said baggage was number one. Baggage should be the first one.
Baggage definitely can be number one, but before you even get to baggage, so like I mean, you going up to somebody right away, like, what's your baggage look like? Like what? How many? You got a crazy ex trying to stalk you. You got a crazy ex trying to like, but the looks do got to be first. Yeah,
And then we got no. The fourth category is personality,
Mm.
and the fifth category, and some people may say this is probably the most important, depending on who you ask, your finances. So looks, communication, baggage, personality, finances. All gonna be on a scale of 1 to 10.
Looks,
One being
communication,
baggage,
baggage,
personality,
personality, and financials.
finances.
All right.
Now the thing with this is obviously 1 is least favorable, 10 being the top tip top, like can't get no better, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off with this. What would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give yourself?
Well, I do it for the dark skinned brothers out there. Shout out to my dark skin. So anything, I would say if I said anything less than, I mean, I've had great success in Arizona through my years. So for me, I would say, roughly, I'll say like a 7. I'll say I'll be generous with myself. Um, Let Felix know what the topic is real quick.
So Felix, the topic is we playing a little game. So basically, everybody obviously has an idea of themselves, right? And we're gonna go based off what your ranking of yourself is, right? On a scale of 1 to 10. If you say it's a 10, we're gonna work backward through the categories and see if you actually a 10 based off of your actual life. Um, as she said, be on time. Felix always late to the room. Always late to the room. Or if everything else is higher and you shortchanged yourself,
Not the shortchange.
yeah, you shortchange. You say I might be a 6, but you actually might be an 8.5, depending on how you know what I'm saying the numbers work out. So that's basically what it is. But Terry, scale of 1 to 10.
Like I was saying, I do it for my dark skinned brothers and all that. So, and I was saying that I've had great success through my years of dating and seeing and hanging and clapping cheeks through the years. So I would definitely say, just like I said, humbly I say like I'm at least a 7. Come on, like I'm not everybody's cup of tea and all that. You got some girls that like they light skin and F y'all light skin niggas, but dark skinned brothers, we the cream of the crop out here. Sorry, Felix, my bad, Brody, but yeah, man, fuck y'all. But I would say no. All jokes. I mean, I would say at least a 7. I do pretty well for myself.
At least a 7.
At least a 7. I wouldn't go any lower than that for myself. If I go any lower, then I'm really like playing myself. This is a generous, humble 7.
Felix said light skinned people are not it no more. Felix, you about my complexion. What is Felix talking about? He said maybe a 98.
Hey, dark skin is definitely taking over the game, I would say. At least in my opinion, I'm taking. I mean, I do what I do, but I can't speak for all dark skin. There you go, Felix. All right. My bad, Felix. I take it back. You with us then, man. Some people be saying like, "Oh, Terry, you dark." And I'm like, man, I'm like 10:30 on it. If we were looking at the time, I'm like 10:30. I ain't midnight.
We can still see you, and you don't need to smile. You good?
Come on, man. The smile. I mean, if I even had my smile, I would put me at an 8. But I'm just saying 7.
So I'm gonna go much the same route as you. Definitely, being on the conservative side. As somebody who probably started off, I want to say probably definitely started off as an ugly duckling and grew into it. I was working uphill. A lot of people.
Man, I'm right there with you, boy. It was a
A
tough
lot
ride.
of people started off up there, and they
Yeah,
might have came down a point or two.
yeah.
Um, I for sure had this. I for sure was working uphill. So I'm gonna go 7.5.
Okay, okay, I fucks with it. There we go.
I'm gonna go 7.5. Um, all right. So the first category is looks. You as Terry Riley at 36 years old,
Yeah.
what would you give yourself on a score of 1 to 10
Which one was it? My
looks
on the looks that I look for, or
of yourself?
oh yeah, shit. I'm definitely I'm definitely a 7. Like I said, where I started from to where I'm at now is it's night and day. You know, like it took a lot of work, especially 3,000, 2,500 on my braces. Before I got my braces, people used to always be like, "Oh, you got a lovely smile." And like at the end of when I left the dentist's office, he showed me a little video from where I started
Mm-hmm.
to where I finished at. I was like, "Listen, my mouth looked like I had a canine mouth. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? You got a handsome smile. Like, what the fuck was y'all looking at, bro? If I could show you right now, like, bro, I'm like, there was no way that was my teeth. Like, no way. And like I said, 2,500 later, I'm like, shit, this nigga, like, hey, you see those? Like, so for me, yeah, I definitely would say like that 7.5. Like I said, I even throw an 8 just because of, hey, Felix, bro, I'm gonna send you this video. You gonna we'll talk about it, Felix. You're gonna be like, bro, what was that? Like, I definitely say about a good 7 for sure, though.
A 7?
Yeah,
Okay.
on
A
my
7.
look, for sure.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm looking at it from a perspective of the growth, right? Where I started up to where I am now. And I definitely feel like my life has played a big impact on that, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I started off as a little bit of an ugly duckling. I was short, chubby, didn't have no style. And as I grew, I started to thin out, and as I started playing sports and kind of growing into it, when I was in college, I would have said probably about a good 9,
Shit, that's
easy
crazy.
9. But then I had a kid, and I think that took me on
It,
back.
did- it definitely diminishes you a little bit. Yeah.
Right. I think that took. I went from probably 8.5, probably down to about 6.5. And I'm still trying to get that little bit of weight off. 10 years later, so I would say probably now with the dad bod, at 41, but it's not hanging over my belt. I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go with a 7.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a 7.5.
I definitely feel like I'm at that prime right now for me. Like, there you go, Geneva. Speak for your man. Speak for your man. G, let him know. But
Geneva coming in, Geneva reaping the benefits of all the hard work. So
yeah,
y'all can
yeah. Let it be known.
get.
Yeah, man. Like when you putting in all the statistics and all that, having a kid. But I feel like where I'm at in the last 3 years have been none but my prime on looks. So like I said, like looks wise, but like I said, having a son, brought you down a couple notches. Brought me down a
Yeah.
couple notches for me and all that.
You neglect your health a little
Yeah,
bit, and
it
you
humbled me
don't
a
keep
little bit,
yourself up the
but
same way.
where I'm progressing to back in the gym, trying to get them guns right and, get that belly, decreased a little bit. Like I'm down 24 pounds. So I feel
Damn.
like the hard work I've been putting in, man, fuck that. Give me an 8. I'm an 8 out here, man.
You want a revision?
Man. Put me up to that 8, man. Forget that. Get that 7. I got the smile and I got this weight down. I'm feeling comfortable. I'm feeling happy right now. Ain't gonna average myself out. Fuck that. I don't care what nobody got to say. I'm an 8. That 8 on that sheet, man.
Okay, I got you down for an 8. Got you down for an 8. The next category is communication.
Damn.
Wait, Phoenix said, I got no sons, so I need to rank higher. Is that what we are saying? I mean, it depends. It depends.
Because your attraction level changes for a lot of women
Right,
based on you having a kid. And this is my own personal experience. But I brought it up on
right.
the podcast before. Like, just on my personal experience, I've gotten girls like was super interested in me, and then found out I got a kid. It was like damn, like,
Yeah.
ooh. And then they're like, how old? I'm like, 6, well, 5, going on 6. And they're like, like they're like, oh, like, so that means like, yeah, you're down there a little bit for them. No, whatever, I don't care. Like, somebody's gonna love me. And we working on that right now, but so
For sure. For sure. And I think I mean I went through the same thing too. I think when my son's mom was pregnant with him, I gained the weight.
yeah,
I think I went from about 215 to about 275.
yeah.
Once I started boxing, I did get back down to about 230. But I gained like 55, 60 pounds.
Bro, I'm right there with you on that. I ain't gained 55, 60. That's kind of wild, but I definitely gained I definitely gained about a good 10 to 15 for sure when I had them chubby cheeks going.
Okay, so communication. Felix says communication is that like talking to someone I like, I don't, I want to just smash, talking serious, like what are we doing? Yeah, Bria, it was that sympathy pregnancy weight. But communication is your ability to express feeling, emotion, talk to your significant other, listen to your significant other, all that combined.
Yeah, Felix.
Your level of emotional intelligence. Can you understand where they're coming from? Can you convey your position to them effectively?
Felix, like, yeah, my communication, yeah, I'm nice. Like, Felix, is that your own personal? Or is that somebody else that has that experience? Can vouch for you on that. Because we could be saying that and it'd be totally different. You know what I mean?
Right.
But,
How you feel about it and your
yeah,
actual impression are two different things.
yeah, he's like, oh, I'm good on that part. Like, I talk very well. Like, communication. Oof. Oh, wait, that's a tough one for me. Do I feel like I have progressed a lot through the years? 100%. I've had a lot of help. I've had a lot of support to get me to where I'm at to communicate the way I have. Like I told you before on the podcast, like I wouldn't be where I'm at, be able to even talk on here and talk about a lot of stuff that I talked about if I didn't have the help I had, especially my, last relationship and all that. Like she helped open that up a little bit more than what I was able to give anybody. I mean, I got better year after year, but with her, she brought out a different part of me that I didn't have, and communication wise. So for me, and it still wasn't enough. I'm still not where I should be. So if I was to average out myself on communication, I'm gonna shit on myself a little bit here. So I'm gonna say at least a 5.5.
5.5.
That's why I said I'm gonna shit on myself a bit. It could be a 4, but I'm not gonna completely shit on myself. So I throw the 5.5, 6 out there. Let's 5.5.
5.5. Okay. I got
There's
you down.
areas within that communication, like different particular types of communication I can be better about. But yeah, about a 5.5. And then, that's not where I want it to be, obviously, when you're talking about wanting somebody in your life, not even somebody just in your life, just on your daily, your life, your output in life and all of that. So,
Yeah,
it's a lot of work, more work to be done in it. And like I said, for where I'm at right now, to tell you guys this, like, I accept where I'm at, not accept. I hold myself accountable for where I'm at, and I'm continuing to push to get higher than
absolutely. Felix said, dude, from all the podcasts, the conclusion is you used to communicate really bad before with your significant other. Glad you okay now.
that. Yeah, I definitely can say I came in a long way, and a lot of people don't give credit to people for playing that particular part and to helping you get to that part, but like, I truly have had great people in my life to help me to even get to a 5.5. Because if you would have asked me this, say, 2 years ago before I even met my ex, I would have probably said like, "Oh, I'm good on communication," but I didn't, like, knowing her. I realized, like, bruh, like, I don't even know what communication is. Like, I was probably like a 2 out here, like, so to learn and get that experience from not only her, I've had other people play big parts in my life too, but to get that experience, I've been able to push myself to where I'm at to say, 5.5.
Right. Right. I understand that 100%. I think for myself, and this obviously speaking from a perspective of I know like the relationships I've been in, I know the lapses that I had in communication, the breakdowns that I've had on my end. So it's like you said, like holding yourself accountable for where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back and you said, I could have said this differently, or I could have said more of this, or I could have expressed more instead of holding certain things in. And I know that's something that we covered on another episode as well. Is like being in a space where you feel um safe enough to open up all the way in a relationship and talk about how you feel, talk about the things that you're going through. And I think that that's very important. And people will say, well, men and women both need that. But obviously we're men, so we're speaking from a male perspective. That I can definitely say that I probably, in 7 out of 10 prior relationships, didn't feel safe to express.
Yeah.
Um, And so, but as you grow and you mature, there also is a change that comes along with that where you say, I can't let someone else's approach to our relationship affect how I behave in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that when you hit that when you hit that switch and you understand that you've been reactive up until that point, but now you can be proactive about how you feel and things that you want to express, then I think that's when you start to grow and mature a little bit. Um, Especially now, because I think that as men, we don't get we're kind of in a gray area where I feel women have asked men to be more emotionally intelligent and emotionally aware. And then when men do that, they get chastised for it. Now you sassy because you're expressing how you feel about something. Um, and I remember seeing a meme that said someone who someone who isn't ready to change will see your communication as an attack.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a lot of truth to that, but it's all in how you deliver the message. So I say all that to say, I think that I've had a lot of growth over the years. I feel like I've gotten a lot of understanding
Mm-hmm.
about how to communicate effectively. Um, and I think I would give myself a 6. I would give myself a 6. I think I still got room to grow. I think that communication is something that's going to always be evolving. But I would give myself a 6 to see, to obviously give myself that space to meet that evolution. So
Yeah, yeah. Continue that growth and all that. Yeah.
yeah. Felix said, So my communication level is an 8. Yep, I asked.
Yeah, all right, Felix, you right there with us, bro. Just say 6, man, and call it a day. Felix over here trying to cap. Well, you know you ain't
Right.
man.
He asked her, she didn't even look at him when she said it. He said, "Babe, what's my level of communication?" She read 8, babe.
Yeah. Felix over here talking about he's a good thing. 8, heck no. Hell yeah,
Bria said, "Love the honest self-reflection, both of y'all. We
appreciate it.
appreciate that. We appreciate that." The third section, baggage.
Yeah,
Now
go into
this,
some detail with baggage.
Geneva said, "No way, at least an 8, David." I don't know about that. I think that I feel like there's things that I still haven't figured out how to express effectively. But if you think it's an 8, then I mean that means I'm doing great.
So
I'll take it.
you got a 10 and an 8, boy. You doing good, man. Let me get somebody to hype me up on here right now.
Felix said, "Bria, damn, so I'm not honest. You can't include me." So baggage can be emotional baggage. Well, we're gonna say baggage is gonna include your emotional baggage, um, any baggage left over from your like a prior relationship. Like let's say, well, she said no comment.
Felix, yeah.
Like if you say like, "Oh, me and my ex still share a house together," or something like that. So it's gonna be emotional baggage, baggage from a prior relationship, um, things that you've been holding in from like your family, all that stuff. And obviously, we don't have enough time in the episode to go down everything, but if we had to look at all of that and the most striking, the most defining things that we can include in baggage, what would that be? All your traumas, physical, emotional, spiritual.
Hey, that's a tough one because you got to really like sit and think about that because it might be missing parts that you may not necessarily be thinking of like in that particular moment. Um,
Geneva said he communicates all right, Bria. He talking and talking and talking.
um, let's go with I'll go with another 5.5, 6 on that because I can't necessarily. I mean, I got trauma that from growing up without my father, without having a father, growing up poor, living in shelters, and bro, relationships, work. Like, the baggage, bro, adds up. Like, I'm like a 6. Like, I would say definitely a little bit above average, but we all got baggage stuff.
Everybody has baggage.
I
There's
don't know
nobody out here with no baggage.
Everybody got some kind of baggage, especially just relationship baggages alone. It's going to be have you at a high. If you out here single, you got baggage heavy.
It's a reason you out here, right?
Yeah, if you single, you got baggage. So I will definitely put myself about a 6 and all of that. Just it's not the worst, but it's not the greatest either out here. So that's
right.
just.
I would go.
Hold on, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. All right, Felix, dang man, I put myself at a 5 then, since you want to add the group in there, man. Dang.
You said, dude, you was in a group going wild out here. You like a luggage emoji.
That's crazy. That's diabolical out here. Oh, no,
he said you was in a group going crazy, ham in the streets. Okay, so I'm gonna go baggage wise, I'm gonna say seven. And the reason I'm gonna say seven is because as a parent of a child, that's a lot for someone to take on who in a relationship who's not the mom.
Was my bad. One was worse. What was the? How was the 1 through 10 on that one? Because
So
if
one is minimal baggage, 10 is
oh,
the most
he put me up higher, bro.
baggage. He said, "Put me higher."
Nah, see why Felix was like, bro, heck no. Hey, I'm over here like 5, and like, hell no, bro. Put me up to that 7, 8, bro.
We're gonna give you a. We're gonna give you an 8 because we didn't have some conversations.
Hell no, bro. Put me up, bro. Put me up to an 8, man.
But I say
breaking
7
it,
because I
Yeah.
look at it like that's my responsibility, right? You know,
Yeah.
even though I'm in a very loving relationship and she treats him as her own, that's still an accommodation that she has to make in her life, you know. And that's something that I'm sure you went through this too. When you start back dating after splitting from the person you have a child with, um, it's rough. It's rough out there.
Sheesh.
It's rough out there. And I couldn't even be mad at some of the turn downs I got because I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I got a newborn. I get it.
Newborn.
I was like, I can't. He fresh out, still steaming. I get it. But some people may see it as, oh, it's not that bad because he's cute and he's nice and he's well behaved and all those things. But that's, like I said, that's still a big accommodation that somebody has to make in their life, and to ask someone to do that is heavy. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you have like a drug addiction, like if you know that you're actively dealing with a drug addiction and you say, hey, I just want to let you know I have a methamphetamine addiction or opioid addiction or something like that. And the other person say, yeah, I love you, but that's a lot for me to deal with because I don't have to deal with that, you know? And so I look at it that way. You know, I know that could be a lot for people. So that probably is like one of the biggest things that's pushing that score up for me is because I was single with a child, you know, and had to factor that into the equation. So I'm gonna go with 7. I'm gonna go with 7.
Okay.
Bria said, "Fresh out the oven."
Yeah, fresh out the oven. See on my helmet right now, but yeah.
The fourth category, personality. Now, personality is going to include obviously like, you sociable? Are you outgoing? Are you kind to others?
To the top, baby.
To the top.
To the top. Boy, I'm over the rooftop, boy. Send me to the moon. Send me to the moon. I mean, come on, man. Like, I ain't never. Check my Yelp reviews. I got great reviews on personality.
Now what would you say makes you feel like you're deserving of a 10 in that area?
Levels to it. Let's see. Are we talking about? Okay, so for me, I'm trying to think as I say this right now. The reason why I would say my personality is a 10. One, my ability to, I feel like I can make anybody smile. From a baby out the womb crying, gonna start smiling at me, to a grown man or woman. Like, I can make anybody smile. I can make anybody feel comfortable. of being around me. Uh, my ability to be able just to put myself. You can put me in a big crowd of 1,000 people, and I guarantee that I can make everybody in that crowd love me just off my energy alone. Um, that's the most important to me is my energy. Like, I don't like people not liking me. Like, I got to find a way. Like, damn, like I got to find a way to make this fool like me again. Like, I don't like no one not liking me. So it's like I'm gonna do the things I have to do. Not obviously you, like I said, I've made my mistakes through my life and all that. So you can lower it if we're talking about things that I've done relationship wise. You can lower it and I'll drop down. I ain't going no lower than no 9 though. I don't care what I've done through my life. Like I ain't going lower than that, bro. I didn't put a lot of work in this.
He said I said 9 to 10. I'm standing on
Listen,
it.
I'm standing on that. I ain't going no lower. I've done a lot of bad through my life, but I've done so much more good and people I've been able to affect in a lot of ways, that have, impacted if it happened to me in their life. And that's just my personal opinion about it. Some may disagree, some may agree. I mean, I guess that's, for the world to say. But I don't give a fuck what the world got to say. I'm telling you what I'm at. Put me back to a 10. Bria said, hey, stand on it. Put me back to that 10.
Stand on business on that 10. Geneva said, look at him shining bright like a diamond in the crowd.
I'm telling you. I'm going in the crowd like, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I'm here. That's what we doing.
He said, I'm here. I think I'm gonna go with much like you. I'm gonna stand on a 10, and I think the reason that I'm rolling with a 10, going back to the first category, looks like growing up, like I didn't think I was attractive, and I wasn't, and so you have to develop other facets of your personality as you're growing up. Like you get funny, you start learning how to, you being friendly to all, everybody in your class and everybody. Oh, that's just David, and so you develop the other parts of your personality to go along with it. And you don't ever know if your looks are gonna catch up with it.
Niggas is ugly with a good personality, and I, right. It happens for sure. I definitely can tell you, like what you're saying, like the growth and you may not always look the greatest to everybody. Like I ain't always looked the greatest. I was, this skinny kid out here with a big old head and big old nose. The nose is still there, it ain't went nowhere, and the head's still there. But like developing that personality, I've always had a big personality since I was young, like full of energy. But like as I got older, I was able to understand my personality more than I understood it when I was younger. Like by the time I was in like 8th grade, like I understood my personality. I knew I was like, T, you ain't the most best looking nigga out here, so we got to feel a little different out there. And like, so that's when that I matched my look and gave myself that personality. It boosted me up a little bit, so I definitely can get where it's an uphill battle. Like a lot of girls would say, oh, you a 7, but with having that personality as a 10, shit, you jumping up a little higher. You got a couple extra notches there.
Right, you're giving yourself a couple extra points by being personable and.
Hey Felix, hey, you caught that, bro? Hey, Felix caught that. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, so I'm at just to let everybody know, I'm at the gym right now. So I work for the gym. So I'm using one of the gym computers. So, it's a lot of traffic through here, so.
He said a lot of late evening foot traffic.
Yeah, like little late evening traffic. So I see a lot of interesting things in here. But, I mean, again, it's just looking. I'm not going to interact, but I'm just here to look, But I'm paying attention.
I tell you, Felix living vicariously through you.
I work at the gym part time, Felix. I referee the basketball league here, so I get the pleasure of having free membership by being here. Doing that.
So, yeah, I think that some people are. It happens the way that it's supposed to, right? Like if you in high school, all the people that look good in high school didn't have to develop those skills in high school. All the people who didn't have to develop them skills in high school and probably most of college.
Mm-hmm.
And you become a little bit more well-rounded, right? And so when your looks do catch up with your personality, like you said, you can go in a room and people look at you like you what 6'4", 6'3",
Yeah,
6'4"? I'm
6'4", 218 right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'm 6'6", right? So we walk in a room, people automatically gonna see you, and then
Yeah,
you smile and you shaking hands and you
yeah,
asking people how to, and so it all come together to make a beautiful presentation. So I think that being blessed enough to have the two have caught up,
yeah.
but having been in an environment where you had to work on those other assets early in life, um, was super important, super important. So I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that. Felix said, Dave, that is true. He said, nice, good job, all for the community.
It's a little light out here, Felix, but you know, it's just looking, passing through. But before you jump on to the next one, Felix, I messaged you on Instagram. I told you I was going to send you that video of my canine teeth prior to, so go look at that.
You sent it to him?
Yeah, I sent it to him. Boy, that shit was, boy, I ain't showing it. We can't put that on the podcast. We might lose some ratings, but.
And then last but certainly not least, finances. Now, finances, we ain't got to go into no detail, but finances is going to include, really, it's going to encompass your ability to get things done. Are you gainfully employed? If you want to take a trip, can you take a trip? Quick pause. As Geneva said, small break. Like and subscribe. Everybody like and subscribe. Send
Yeah.
the link to one of your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend that it's them again. We're trying to get up there. We got a couple of more followers this week. We're trying to get up there. So everybody like and subscribe. Typically, I think everybody that's here right now is already subscribed. But send the link. Tell your friends. It's always a good time on Wednesdays. But it's going to be your ability to do things. It's going to be your ability to support yourself. Can you do the things that you want to do? Are you in a position to do the things that you want to do, or do you still need some working time? Can you actively contribute to a relationship in the way that you want to? If all those things are yes, obviously it's a 10. If you like, I'm broke as hell, that's a 1. So,
bro. Oh boy, that's a tough one. Let's say I can go on trips because I got trips. I got a couple trips coming up here. I'm going to LA next month. I got Vegas the month after. I can financially afford trips. I can take care of my son. I can buy the things that I need for myself, for my son. I got a car. I got a place to live.
right.
Got 2 jobs, as I stated already. I'm working on a third. Excuse me. I'm working on replacing the main, which will add another 50K in my pocket. So, if fingers crossed, if everything works out with that, I mean, I'll be at a good 8 to 9. So right now, I would say I'll put myself at a 6.
A 6 financially.
I would say a 6.
And I know you said in your prior relationship, what you felt like you were able to contribute wasn't enough for the other person. How do you weigh that against what you're able to do on your own? For instance, like you said, I could take care of my son. I got a roof over my head. I got a car. I can get back and forth. I can go out to eat from time to time. I can order in when I want to. But then to be in a relationship with someone who says that's not enough, how do you, because we actually have both been in this position, how do you settle that within yourself? And while you think on that, if you do need a side hustle, Felix has a perfect side hustle for you. He is a travel agent, so if you need trips, flights, hotels, anything like that, he's super upscale. They leave you a little gift basket with your name in the little gift basket and some gifts for you when you go somewhere. Felix got the hookup for you. And if you go with somebody else, he's gonna be upset. So I'll just put that out there. Like
Felix, bro, I ain't even know. You can blame Dave for that. I ain't even know. Like we gonna blame him for that. I didn't know about that, but I'm definitely I'll reach out. I got a couple stuff coming up between now and December. So I'll definitely.
I didn't know. I ain't know about it, and Felix got his work cut out for him because we got a sweet little package that we got. So
yeah,
but I'm gonna throw some business his way for sure.
Yeah, I got a LA trip coming up, Felix. We already got the Airbnb already for that one, but I'll let you know I got Vegas too coming up 3 times before October. So
Damn.
yeah, I'm gonna definitely need 2 of them already. One's taken care of. 2 I still need to lock in on. So I'll reach out to you for those. But
Felix, put us down for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, man.
Man, that's crazy, Felix. We for sure going to that one. I'll put my coins on that right now. I'll send you $10 every 2 weeks.
In 4 years, we should be paid up.
To answer your question, like I said, I've mentioned this before with financials with my ex. I'm trying to think how to go into that without going too deep into it in respects to her.
I mean, you keep it superficial. We just talking about the principle.
Well, like I said, I wasn't where she would want me to be, money wise for a woman at her level. I've talked to you about this. Mm-hmm. Bria knows we've talked about this too a little bit on who she is, what she's done, what she does and all that. So I wasn't where I was financially for her, but for other women that I've talked to, where I'm at in my life, they're like, you're doing great. It just, again, for me, it just depends on who you're dating, who you invest your time with. For where I'm at, for her, that wasn't enough. For women that I talk to currently, like, listen, like, I love where you're at. I love the work you're trying to put in to get there, to where you want to be, not where somebody else wants you want to be. So financially, like I was saying, I do still feel I am in a decent place. I'm not in a great place, but if all this goes well with what I got going on currently right now, I'll be, in an amazing place. I'll say that I'll be in an amazing place, and that's what taking my time, being patient with myself, believing in myself, trusting in myself has gotten me to. It's where I'm currently at right now. I'm working with a government lady that's like, hey, I love you, Terry, as a person. My personality popped to her. That's why I said it's a 10. My personality, just from hosting this lady, like, she loved me and all that. So, pushing to where I got to, like, due to having that personality, it helped me get to this elevation I'm trying to get to right now. So like I said, money wise, we'll talk about that at a later time. I definitely feel like I'm trending right now, and you know, I appreciate the people that have stayed in my life and supported me through this time, and the ones that exited because it wasn't enough. Hey, all due respect to you too.
So apparently Felix can get tickets to games as well. So if that interests anybody,
Yeah, and like Geneva said, yeah, she wanted a different lifestyle. She got her different lifestyle now. So kudos and happiness to her, and I hope that continues to grow.
bullshit.
Respectfully.
Right.
Respectfully to disrespectfully, whatever.
Okay, so I got you. Let me see. Got you down for a 6. I'm gonna say that I look at Geneva. I didn't know that he could sell. I didn't know he had tickets. He just told me he was a travel agent. That's all I knew. But I guess I look at a lot of stuff retrospectively, in terms of where I came from, how far I have come. And like I said, you and I have had similar upbringings.
Yeah.
We've gone through a lot of the similar things, and I think that one thing I recognized as I got older was that our parents, as much as they tried, with their shortcomings, but as much as they tried, um, kind of put us in a bad spot. Working uphill requires a lot of effort. When your parents, when they don't teach you about credit and saving and all that stuff, it just makes you have to work harder. But at the same time, I am blessed to have that work ethic, to work hard, to continue to push forward. And I can definitely remember times where I was just like, literally had either zero money in the bank or was negative. Some of that was through decisions I made, but as you're growing and your career grows and you figure out what it is that you want to do and you start heading in that direction, then you start building on that. And you get to a better spot. And you, as you're learning about becoming a more well-rounded financial individual, we also have to do better for our children. Like you have a son, I have a son. So he and I have already had conversations about save your money, buy this, don't buy that, that type of stuff that we may not have gotten when we were growing up. So, but at the place where I'm at now, like, do I feel like I can contribute to my relationship the way that I want to? Yes and no. Can I take her somewhere to go do something, relatively fancy? Yes.
Absolutely.
But can I say, let's take a month off and go to Paris for the Olympics? I can't do that. But I think that everybody wants to. I think, as men, you want to do those things, and you kind of work toward, that. Like she's joked and said, why can't I just stay home and be a puppy mom? And would love to make that happen for her.
Yeah.
Right? And hopefully one day, it does happen. So
she gonna be many puppy moms.
Felix said, add your kid to your credit card so he can get his credit up at an early age. I have seen people say that. There is some fallacy to that statement, but there is some truth to it as well. In the next week or two, hopefully, a really good friend of mine I went to college with, who is a tax accountant, will be coming on, and he will be giving us just free game that we can use, everybody else can use. Obviously, it's going to be recorded so people can go back and watch it. And it will shed a lot of light on stuff that we all need to know, especially stuff that we can pass to the next generation. But like I said, can I contribute to my relationship in the way that I want on a scale of 1 to 10? I would say probably like a 6 or 7, just because I want to do certain types of things, with her and for her. But am I self-sufficient? Absolutely. Take care of my son, had a roof over my head, vehicle, didn't have to ask nobody for money. Didn't need no gas money. I'm not gonna ever ask her to flip her taxes. So I think that I would probably say I'm still growing. I'm still working. I'm an entrepreneur as well. So I got a couple different logs out there to do some different things. But I want to say that probably I would say 7. I would say 6.5.
Just say that's 7. Stick with it.
Nah, we being honest. 6.5.
Hey, with chess.
We're going 6.5. Okay, so we are I'm gonna add this up right now. So just to reiterate, Terry originally said he was a 7. And what I'm gonna do with these scores is, let me get my calculator out here. We're gonna add the score. We're gonna multiply them by 10. So that's 80. 80. You got a whole bunch of 8s up here. That's 100.
Yeah. Put the mates up there. What did I say for my financial?
6.
Okay.
Do you live with that?
I live with it. You can put a 3 on there. No, I'm just ain't that bad. I'm definitely above a 5, so I ain't worried about it. We get shit done.
375. Okay, times.
How honest do you think you are? Oh, Geneva. If you wanted to add that, G, I feel like, in today's world, asking me today, I would say a 10. I'm pretty straightforward, straight shooter lately about shit in my life now. I would say a 10 now, but previously I've struggled through that. But lie detector tests, Bria, none but facts. 10, 10, 10. No lies. 10, 10, 10. No lies told. I have no lies out here. I'm an open book now.
Okay, so this what we came up with. Terry originally said that so what I did with the scores, I took the scores, I multiplied the scores by 10, then I multiplied them by 2. So Terry, when I multiplied them by 10, you came up to 375. I multiplied that by 2, that came up to 750. Take away the 10, that actually leaves you with a 7.5.
That's a good average.
You originally said you was a 7, so you sold yourself short.
Yeah.
By a half a point.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being a 7.5?
Yeah, I definitely say about between a 7 and an 8 overall. Yeah. I mean, I'm like a C making my way to a B, We still passing. We still got a passing grade.
I guess Bria asked Geneva, and the lie detector test determined, and Geneva ran off the stage at the morning show.
If I could stand up and the camera would, go up with me, I'm standing on the 10. No lies told. I'm a straight shooter, right? I've been a straight shooter for a minute here now. Felix, now, yes, I mean now, because at a time I might not have been. Terry, do I go for females that are 7? Absolutely. I don't need no damn 10. 10s give you headaches. 10s come with a lot of baggage.
Right. They got they looks are 10, but communication bad, baggage bad, personality.
10's got a 10. 10s cost you, bro. I ain't doing that. I don't. That ain't my category. I'm not built for that.
Then Felix will have to come work for you.
Yeah, I need some more coins for a 10, Felix. Not saying any woman that I've talked to wasn't a 10, like, a 10 in my eyes, but you know,
He said, "Ooh." And I added all mine up. It came out to 370. Multiplied that by 2, it's to 740. And I originally said 7.5, and I'm actually a 7.4. So I was a little generous, a tenth of a point.
7.4 is a 7.5, nigga.
A tenth of a point.
You like
Generous
that
on that.
recovery? Yeah, that was a good recovery by me, huh? I had to catch myself. Was like, wait a minute, Terry. I can't be discrediting people I've dated and talked to and loved and all that. Like, to me, they was a 10. That's all I needed, baby. But
That's
yeah,
all I
David,
needed, baby. You a
don't
10 in my
discredit
eyes.
yourself, David. Man, forget that 7.4. You're a 7.5, bro. We in this together.
We 7.5s. I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says 7.5.
Yeah.
Solid 7.5 on it.
That's what I'm talking about. We gonna put the categories in there too with our T-shirt.
All right, perfect, man. Well, this was fun. This was definitely fun.
Yeah.
We got to do this with a female guest because I know she probably gonna start at 10, and we're gonna.
Hey, what's up with Bria? When's she gonna hop on?
Bria says she need heads up before she
This is
can hop
your
on.
heads up. We've been telling you the last 2 weeks. Come on, Bria, stop playing. Get on the cast with us, so we can talk stuff to you live. I don't want to have to FaceTime you to talk stuff. I want everybody else to hear it too.
Well, I mean, like Jadakiss said.
Yeah, come on. She got to do her hair, makeup. She got to put the right top on, so she's, poking out a little bit. I know what she's trying to do. Let it be known. Yeah, you have to put it on the screen. Yeah, that's what she's trying to do right there. That's what you, Bria. Don't come at me later for that. But yeah,
don't come in my head.
Hey, Felix, did you see before we go? Did you see the video? Oh shit! And Bria, yeah, no, you don't be in the house. Last time I talked to you, you weren't even at home. I'm not even listening to
you. No, this was fun. This was fun.
Yeah.
We're gonna circle back on this one for sure. We're gonna circle back on this for sure. But anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, man. Like I said, shout out to everybody for jumping on and listening to us, listening to all my nonsense that I talk about. And Felix is saying wait, but I appreciate everybody taking the time to get on here. And
he said, "Who mouth is that? That's Terry mouth."
I told you, hey Felix, bro, I told you my shit was bad, bro. That like my teeth were so bad, y'all. So like to be where I'm at today, like I'm like, listen, I couldn't discredit myself and go anything lower than where I was at. So I definitely feel like Felix might even say I'm yeah, that shit was bad, bro. So I'm not showing y'all on this podcast. Like, come on now, hell no. But I appreciate everybody. This is fun, and I look forward to next week and doing this again.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. Once again, please like, subscribe, share, hit the alert button so that you get the alert little thing, and it lets you know when we hopping on. We definitely appreciate everybody for taking the time to hang out with us today. But we'll see y'all in about a week.
All right, y'all. Y'all be safe, man.
Peace.
Peace.